just wanted to update you with where we're up to with opening our church buildings for public worship. As you'll be aware, the government gave permission for public worship to resume in our church buildings from the 5th of July. But what wasn't well reported was the fact that with that permission came huge responsibilities that were to be placed on churches. Quite rightly, there were procedures and processes that we needed to go through as a church before we allowed public worship to resume. And so we've taken this week to work really hard to make sure that we have the risk assessments in place, that our buildings are COVID secure, and that we have all the necessary procedures clearly marked, clearly communicated for all those who may enter our buildings. It's really important that as well as offering worship, we're offering worship that is safe and secure for those who attend. Now, for years I've said that one of the benefits, one of the blessings of our church buildings, as well as one of the challenges, is their size. And certainly with the social distancing needing to be in place, that small church buildings, whilst beautiful architecturally, provide an enormous challenge for us as we open up the buildings. From Sunday, the 12th of July, we'll be offering a simple worship service at 2 o'clock at Braidstone Church. There won't be singing. We'll need to be socially distanced, and there'll be all sorts of hand washing and sanitising procedures that need to be put in place. The numbers will be severely reduced that we can have in that building. But what we are hoping is that those who have found it hard to connect with the online worship, and those who are really missing their sense of connectedness with others, will come to the service at 2 o'clock. And to help capacity, what we've decided to do is from the 21st of July, on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we'll offer another service, identical to the one that's offered on the Sunday, just to help ease the pressure of numbers. Now, it might be that although you've connected through the online worship, joining together with others in worship on a Sunday would really help you emotionally, spiritually, and perhaps even physically. And so I want to say to you that that worship service is for you. Now, we're a long way off from joining together as a gathered church community to worship. But what we are aware of is that the connectedness is what people are missing. And so over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be rolling out a programme where we are going to be developing congregation groupings. Groups of 6 to 8 who will join together each week for a simple act of worship, to get together socially to support one another, and to be church together for this time. So temporarily, we're going to have a network of congregation groups that form our church. Now, over the next 2 weeks, somebody from either the service leadership team or the UP subcommittee will phone you to explain further about the congregation groups, to ask you whether you want to be part of that network of congregations, so that together we can emerge out of lockdown and develop the connectedness that many of us are missing at the moment. We're going to be developing resources that those groups can use to help them in their worship. But we also need to ask people to take responsibility too. That if what we're offering isn't helpful to you, please say. Please be honest with us and tell us what you need at this time. So somebody will call and they'll offer you the opportunity to be part of a congregation group. And we're hoping that as we journey further out of lockdown, that those groupings will become a vibrant part of our connectedness one with another and enable us to connect with God in a different way. And the other thing I really want to say is thank you. Thank you for your patience as we seek to implement all the government advice. Thank you for your patience as we've offered worship that perhaps isn't in our preferred style. Thank you to all those who have been encouraging us on this journey that none of us could have imagined being on a few months ago. Thank you for all those who have focused on the positives of what we've been doing rather than on ways that it doesn't help you. Thank you for those who have pinged off emails, dropped notes into our letterbox that have been really encouraging as we seek to wade through the responsibilities and the procedures that we need to put in place. We won't always get things right, but together we can come out of this stronger as a church. Together we can dig down deep relationally. It's interesting that the early church, we're told in the book of Acts, met in homes. They prayed together, shared meals together. And whilst we're maybe some way off from sharing meals together, we can certainly worship and pray together in small groups. And so I think that there will be things that we will be learning about how we want to be church into the future. Things that we've been learning about the importance of relationship. Things that we've been learning that church isn't just about coming to the building on a Sunday morning or afternoon or a Tuesday, but there's something beautiful when we connect with God and connect with others. Church is who we are together. So please be assured that I'm praying for the whole church as we seek this new way of being for a while. I'm praying that we'd all be prepared to follow God's guidance, open to new possibilities, that we'll approach this new era with expectant hearts, knowing that God hasn't changed and continues to work through his church, you and I. God bless you.